Hello, world. How are you doing? I do have a stain. My refrigerator just started running, but I'm kicking it. Hi! I figured I would maybe keep up with the vlog thing. I kind of liked it. It's just like a slight deviation from just that, like standing in front of the camera and talking about things. I think it shows a little bit of my personality more, which is my killer trait. Vocal fry. Hi guys. So I filmed about 3 videos of a vlog last week and then completely forgot about it. You know, as one does. So I figured I would catch up now, do a little catch up. I read 2.5 books last week. I read Tampa by Alissa Nutting, which I have some thoughts about. Got some thoughts about. Definitely thought it was well written. Same thing with Naked Lunch, maybe too well written. The subject matter, I knew what it was getting into it, so I'm no one to blame for that. It's modeled after the Deborah LaFave case. She was a middle school teacher, I'm assuming, that had an affair with her 14-year-old student. So, subject matter out of the way. And this novel is based on that. I think Alissa Nutting did a very good job of portraying a unbothered psychopath, but I think it could have been done in 150 pages. I don't think it had to be that graphic. That's where I almost think it burgeons on the line of being exploitive. Because that would sell. You know, unfortunately, that is something that's so graphic and disgusting that it would sell. So that's how I feel about that. I did write a slightly more in-depth review about it on Goodreads, so it's down below if you want to check it out. And then I read The Pisces by Melissa Broder, which I thought was hilarious and stupid in all of the right ways. I love Melissa Broder. This is the first thing that I read from her, but Milk Fed has just been popping up everywhere, so I figured, why not see the origins of everything, even though the origins of Melissa Broder would technically be so sad today. Her Twitter account that was turned into a book, I believe. But The Pisces, yes, essentially a woman. She's 38 years old. Lucy is her name. She is kind of bumbling through life, unaware of what she really wants to do, and she gets out of this relationship and she ends up living at her sister's house in Venice, where she falls in love with a merman, which is so right? Like, so right. Give it to me. Give me that stupid romance. I need it. I need it right now, and I will love it, which is what I did. I love that book. It's definitely not for everyone. I guess it's romance in a way. I'm not really a big romance reader, but I stan that book. Loved it. What else? I picked up Confessions of a Mask by Yukio Mishima. I was in a bookstore in Red Hook, which I will attach the video maybe right here in the front. It's not a bookstore actually, it's more of a thrift store. It's one of my favorite thrift stores, but they have an amazing book selection. It's actually categorized by classics, you know, psychology, world studies. It's totally classified in its own respective ways. And I saw the cover, and I said, yep. I don't know what that enigmatic mask is doing on there, except for the title of the book is called Confessions of a Mask. But that looks great. That looks like exactly what I would like to read. So this is Confessions of a Mask is one of the classics of modern Japanese fiction. It's the story of an adolescent who must learn to live with the painful fact that he is unlike other young men. Mishima's protagonist discovers that he's becoming a homosexual in a polite post-war Japan. To survive, he must live behind a mask of propriety. We'll probably be reading this after I finish this bad boy. Jiyoung Born, 1982. Love it. Okay, I started this yesterday, and we'll probably finish it by today. I think it is a staple of what women should be reading. Yeah. I just got an email about my taxes, if that's why I seemed very off. I think it's a staple. I think it's a great book for women to read. I think it's amazing to also see how the different cultures respond to women's power and how women are treated and the different generational shifts of how women are treated. I'm about halfway through, so I will let you guys know what it looks like at the end. All right, cheers. I was not intending on getting a book in there. Thought I'd just do a little peruse, you know, a little innocent peruse, and I got Luster, which I'm very, very excited about. Got it for about $7 cheaper than it is currently being sold for. So support your local used bookstores, ladies and gentlemen. Hello world. Want my coffee? Oh, what a day I have had so far. I was doing my laundry and I was walking back, and did I see what looked like a hormonal young boy in a car, about 17 years old, screaming at a middle-aged woman at a red light? Yes, I did. Did I follow them as they made their way down the road? Yes, I did. Did a Polish grandmother beat me to the punch and start berating and putting the 17-year-old boy in his place? Yes, she did. Was it great? Yes, it was. Was this all before my morning coffee? You betcha. What a day! Good morning. Top of the morning to you. Yeah, that is a nice little segue, an unintentional segue into my book that I just finished. Finished this yesterday afternoon. It was great. It's heralded as a international bestseller. Obviously, I knew that this was going to be good. It's essentially the chronicling of one woman and generations of women in South Korea, just a day-to-day life analysis on how they're treated and the familial structure of a South Korean family. You know, as a woman, I'm not entirely surprised by a lot of the things that are happening in this book, but I am more surprised to see how more of an international world is affected by very real things. And I wasn't entirely familiar with South Korea's emphasis on male education and how women's education was put on the back burner. The statistics that the author put into the book regarding women's how women are taken seriously in the workplace, how they're not. It was just very enlightening. Did it feel like required summer reading for high school? Kind of. But I liked that about it. I wrote about it slightly in my Goodreads review of it. I thought that the way that this was executed and the kind of folklore sort of feel to this book was what made it successful. So I suggest this. I will definitely pass this to my friends and, you know, keep the circle going. Who knows where this will end up? Put it in a bottle and sail it across the world. See where it goes. So after yesterday in my little vloggage, I picked up Luster. It was an accidental pickup. It was a little accident and I picked it up and I didn't mean it. But this was in a used bookstore for $7 cheaper than it is on sale now. And I said, yep. I actually audibly gasped when I saw it. I was like, no. Wow, okay, I'll take it. How beautiful is that cover too? It's so nice. A fun fact about me though, I hate hardcovers. I hate them. It just feels like a required college textbook. I don't like it. I like the malleability of a soft cover book. I don't know, hardcover just feels too, it just feels too unapproachable. Just doesn't feel, it feels too real for me, if that makes sense. But I was contemplating picking up this book after, but then I told myself no. said, well, you're gonna do Confessions of a Mask. And I think that's what I'm gonna start today. Also, I do feel like I am kind of bowing down to a lot of really contemporary fiction right now, which is usually not how I read. Do I feel like that is more of a imprint from BookTube? Kind of. Is that a little bit of a hot take? Maybe. It's a little controversial? Maybe. But I do feel like my book choosing is gravitating more towards very contemporary, very new fiction, whereas I usually don't go for that. But I'm gonna try to go back to what I am familiar with because that's how I like to read. I also forgot to mention that I did pick up this book. It is E.H. Gombrich. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. A Little History of the World. I was in a bookstore. I saw this just on the front display case. And before I even knew it, I was purchasing it. As one does. The reason I gravitated toward it was because it looks like every successful nonfiction historical text. Looks like Sapiens, looks like Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States. That red writing and those kind of sketched fields. I was like, this has got to be great. This has got to be exactly what I need to read about. But apparently it's like in very layman's terms for like a kid, which it's not wrong. Just a little kid in there somewhere trying to figure out the world. But I think I'll just have this as like a little kind of every couple of days read a couple of chapters as like a interstitial kind of book. But we'll see. We'll see. That was nice and loud for you all. So yeah, guys. I will keep you updated on what's going on, the goings on. Hopefully no more crazy hormonal boys are around this area. Now I have to go pick up my laundry. Hopefully it's nice and dry and starchy. All right. Bye. Look at that. Seriously? Are you kidding me? This thing was alive for, I don't know, a year. And all of a sudden, just decided to die. Like the quality of my filming just did. What just happened? Hello world. Hi, how are we doing? Do we love this aggressive diva lighting? I hope so, because I love it. Working on this nice look. This is called It Is Raining Outside. I've been working on a play and looking at a computer screen for too damn long today. Look, I just want to check in, let you know that I haven't read in about 2 days. Am I proud of it? No. Have I also decided to rearrange the trajectory of what book I'm going to read next? Yes, I am. It's a feather. I am probably going to read Lester next because you know what? I need a book that I feel like I can immediately sink into, and I think that's going to be the one for me. So I'm probably going to start reading that tonight. Hopefully. Yeah. It's really gross out today. I will keep you all in the loop. I've just been a little depressed lately, so I think that is why there's a interim of me creating videos. Don't feel super inspired, but I think that's normal. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so stopping the time lapse. What do I think within my first 11 pages of reading? I like the way that the author's writing. She gets right to the point. She's not wasting any time. I think that it's a pretty already graphic exploration into non-monogamous marriage and both being the outlying partner and having a racial difference as well. I like it. I like her writing. It feels very like Tumblr-esque. But I think that she makes some pretty good analogies and exploring the fact that she is 23 years old, and I think she's making it very obvious that there is an age difference. I actually don't know how old that the author was when she wrote this, but I like what she's getting into with the character. So, We can continue the time lapse. Let's have a time lapse moment together. All right. Bye. Yummy. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Found a book. Isn't that exciting? Yep. Oh, I didn't realize there was a face in it. Okay. Hi. It's been a hot moment. I am, I don't know if I like this setting. Hi. Does this look strange? Like my shirt looks like someone's, I don't know. Grandma talking about books. Okay, let's just get to the meat of the thing. So it's been a hot minute since I have done a vlog. Per usual, I am struggling with having the daily upkeep of notifying everyone when I'm eating, breathing, sleeping, and reading. I don't usually use social media. This is my social media. I'm really bad with it. It's pretty toxic for me. But this is a friendly social media that I enjoy. But still, I do struggle with the vlogging aspect. Also, I have been a little depressed. Just something that happens to me. I'm sure lots of people can relate to that. And it took me a while to finish Luster. Not because I wasn't interested. I just found myself not gravitating towards picking up a book this past week. And I was really interested in this book. I like this book a lot. I just finished it today and I was really excited to do a vlog about it. So yeah, this whole vlog has been, I think I've talked about 4 books in it and it's been over probably 2 weeks. So, and it's not even gonna be that long because I didn't even touch base with you guys about all the books that I really finished. I just kind of did these accumulated sort of reviews. So I'm working on my shit. Trying to. Finished Luster. God, what a pretty cover. I do have to say that. What a stunning, pretty cover. Okay, you're not familiar with this book. This follows Edie, a 23-year-old woman living in Bushwick, Brooklyn, which I know it. And it follows her as she is navigating this open marriage type of relationship with a white family living in the suburbs of New Jersey. They also have an adopted Black daughter, and it narrates her relationship with her, and it touches on so many different themes. I mean, for a book of 230 pages, it touches on so much. It touches on loneliness, confusion, figuring out who you are, racism, police brutality, open relationships, and the way that we look at relationships now. I think it touches on a lot of kind of like fetishization as well of people from different cultures and backgrounds. I think it touches on wealth gaps. What else does it touch on? Oh, I think it also has like a really interesting interpretation of interpersonal relationships between women, especially women of a different generation, a different race, a different caste system of wealth. I thought it did that all really, really well. I liked this book. I almost think it was a perfect book to read in a kind of depressive slump because it's relatable in that sense. This 23-year-old character is trying to figure out who she is, what the hell she's doing, why she's in this relationship with this man who is a loser. And it talks about the influences in her life that made her kind of lean towards these habits. I loved it. I really, really liked it. It wasn't a 5-star for me. There were moments that kind of took me out of it as far as like references. There's a whole thing on Comic-Con, which I've been to Comic-Con. Side note, there's definitely an interview of me somewhere, I feel like, on YouTube. I snuck into Comic-Con. I got somebody else's badge and I went as, I think, Hillary Caldwell, and someone interviewed me briefly. And I have no idea what that interview looks like. I've never tried to look it up as a form of self-protection, I think. But yes, I've been to Comic-Con, so I understand it, and I think that she illustrates it very well, but it's like this whole niche of narration that I didn't really care about. But I think that it worked well to portray the relationship that this adoptive daughter has to these parents and how, you know, they don't really get her and things like that. And they try and it doesn't really work. But I digress. I was looking up reviews of this and so many people said that Leilani's writing was like someone went to a 101 creative writing class and was just following their instructor's instructions to use the most aggressive kind of metaphors that you can imagine, and like she kind of ran with that. And when I first read it, I did kind of have that impression, but then I was thinking, I was like, no, this is a 23-year-old artist going through life trying to decipher what these emotions are, and I think that the way that Leilani writes portrays them so well, even because they are these kind of confused metaphors that she's talking about. I think it really works. I think it really works, and it weirdly motivates you to put yourself into that situation, because as awkward and clunky, not even clunky, I would say that they're actually pretty eloquent metaphors, but as awkward as the metaphors are, it makes you feel awkward. This is an awkward situation. You know, without revealing too much, she ends up living with the family, and that's awkward. That's weird. You know, that makes no sense. And I think that the way that she writes in these metaphors is really important to the way that the story unfolds. So I loved it. Thought it was really good. You know, there's so much to meditate on in this book. Again, it is a short book. It's 230 pages. But I think that there's so much to meditate on it. I think it's an amazing debut. I would be really interested to see what she ends up writing in the future. Really liked it. Definitely suggest this to anyone that's interested in any of those themes that I mentioned before. Oh, what else? Finished with this. Gonna write a Goodreads review on it probably. Just think about it a little bit more. What else? Oh yeah. Finally gonna start Confessions of a Mess today. I've been lying to myself, saying that I was gonna start this, but then, you know, caved, started Luster. I'm gonna start this. Should that be my thumbnail? I don't know. I'm gonna start this tonight and working on my play. I'm gonna actually link to that down below. It is donation based, but if you wanna see me act, you can see me act. I'll link that all down below. And yeah, waiting for a FedEx package today. Gonna do some yoga, because, you know, that makes me feel good. I like to stretch. I want to be able to touch my toes successfully. I still feel a little taco doing the vlogs, but that's fine. All right, bye guys.